Salutations and welcome back to Duke Chat Day. You might notice that I sound a little different. I'm using a different mic because I'm not at my current setup right now. But these are the 0.22 patch notes. Last patch was an interesting patch, so we'll see what they do this time. We can just jump right into it. So this is just a little intro. They talk about 2 new items that are coming in this patch and some other changes, but we'll look at those changes as we go through. So we'll just skip this and go straight to the newest heavy weapon, the Impact Conjugate.
Whoa.
Okay, Colton, do you want to read this? Read the description?
I'm going to soy a little bit.
Okay.
Impact Conjugate is a rare pistol-class heavy weapon that fires hard-hitting rounds at close range with a small clip size. With the new pistol change where damaging enemies reduces the cooldown of your dodge, combined with its protector banner, Impact Conjugate also brings high mobility and health. Once infused, its bullets can cause progressively devastating wounds to target, temporarily increasing the damage they take. Attack targets with your team to utilize the mechanic to its fullest extent. Find it in the new campaign quests and special shop offers.
So what they're talking about there is they're changing, so all pistols now, all dual pistols, so the Cauda Fusion Constant, the Mutiny Song, when you hit someone with them, it will reduce your dodge cooldown by like 0.4 seconds. So that's what they're talking about. And with the Infusion perk, when you hit someone with, once it's infused, I believe at level 1, when you hit someone, they take 6% increased damage for a couple seconds, and it only has 4 charges at the start, so it is very low clip size, but it actually doubles its clip size with the infusion track. I think it's going to be very fun. I personally think it's going to kind of supersede the Hailstorm as the go-to protector heavy. Enemies take 5% more damage for 5 seconds when hit by this weapon, and that stacks. So if you hit all 4, they'd be taking 20% more damage for 5 seconds.
It seems super sick. I think it's going to be... Well, the change to pistols is really good to make them more unique compared to other weapons.
And the roll.
And then overall, it does seem like it'll be... If you're trying to be like... I think if you're trying to be selfish, you'll still use the barrage. If you want to be like that, like a full tank build, running around,
this
and doing
gives you
stuff.
The same amount of health.
Well, no, but if you're trying to do stuff on your own, like if you're using like a what's it called, the primary shotgun.
With the Borson?
If you're using like a Borson tank build, like an Eventide, you're still gonna want the barrage to quickly take out objectives and get like the double damage and stuff.
If you're being selfish, you want to use this. Because this will help you more in a fight as opposed to the other one, which will help your team more.
Not really. I think you'll still... Because the barrage lets you take out objectives on your own, get the double damage on your own, insta-kill, like wild slingers if you're trying to get the primal. But I think if you're trying to run with your team and sort of support them, I think you're going to use this. That's my opinion. And then there's a new trinket, Wind Wraith Talon. So it's a legendary arrival. I can imagine Cloakin shouting that. A legendary arrival.
Yeah, that sounds like something.
Upon dodging near an enemy hero or primal, Windwrath Talon grants temporarily increased damage. On the Ranger banner path, the new trinket unlocks a highly aggressive assassin-like playstyle. Infusions grant a wide array of bonuses for your ability, including gaining primal energy on activation. Find it in the new campaign quests and special event shop offers.
Oh yeah, so they're doing campaign quests for all the new items. And we'll see those later on.
And so are those going to be there forever or only for like one patch, like for the new items that come out?
I'm assuming they're just going to be here for one patch because I don't think they'll be there forever, but we'll see.
So that's a cool new way they're rolling out new items. So let's see.
So when you roll near an enemy, if the end of your roll ends near an enemy, you get a 25 to 35% damage buff, 35 at max level, which is a pretty decent damage buff. Here's the build I want to do, okay? That'll use both the new items, okay? Borson, the new passive, the Windwraith Talon, Frost Bomb, and the new pistols.
I'm thinking of using this with Mutiny Song, right? Because it'll get your roll cooldown off cooldown.
Yeah.
And it'll deal more like assassin banner type thing. But there's lots of fun stuff you can do with this. It makes sense to combine with the new idea of like using the dual pistols. So this sort of unlocks sort of a whole nother like archetype of build of using some type of pistol and then being able to roll more often. So that's pretty sick.
I'm so hyped for the just to get a new protector item. Period.
All right, you want to talk about this?
So this is Catalyst Black. They talk about they're just removing all the modes except for Hydra, Eventide, and Slayer. So there'll be no Coliseum, no Core Rush, no Capture the Flag, no Flag Hunt. So none of the rotating modes. And the reason they're removing this is they're testing if this will concentrate the players more. Because basically the goal of this is to have higher player games. So basically having less bots in the game. But they do say that this is more of a temporary solution. They're just kind of seeing how it works. But I highly doubt that a lot of these game modes are permanently gone. I do hope that while the Coliseum is not implemented, they work on it a little bit, maybe make it a little more interesting, but we'll see. So that's really... I agree with that. Any change that'll make the modes have more players, I think will be a good change. So here are the changes they're making to quests.
I don't think... Let's see. We want all players to have an equal opportunity to unlock the fresh gear for free. So we're introducing new campaign quests to do just that. The first two are intentionally easy to complete, while the last quest is more challenging and will help unlock the initial infusion perk. This is just, like we talked about, a new way to roll out new items in a way that you can grind them out without having to get lucky in your shop or spending Quint or
And
marks.
The nice thing about these is you don't just get them once, you also get them twice, so you can infuse them. Which is
really,
nice.
you get 3 if you do all these, because you get 1 from the initial one, then 2 more.
No.
For like the impact conjugate.
Oh yeah, you get 2 I didn't even see that.
Yeah, so you're gonna get 3. I think it's less rarity. It's gonna be based on rarity.
Yeah.
So if they add a new common item, I'm sure you'll get more.
Yeah.
Let's see. In other quest news, we've adjusted a number of existing quests as well as updated some rewards. So they've removed quests to play a specific mode or weapon type. I don't know if I like the weapon type ones.
I really like the weapon type ones, and I'm sad.
Because I feel like it's fun to make you use different builds. But I bet some people are annoyed, I want to use. But I think the idea is you use different builds all the time. But
yeah.
But it is what it is. I think some people will be happy. I liked them, but that's okay. Remove quest to play with a friend. I can see that being annoying to do every single day. Maybe that should be a weekly thing.
Yeah.
Instead of something you feel like you're missing out every day on if you don't have friends. Simplify daily quests to 3. So there's login, earn assumption points, and a game in combat, such as primal damage and human kills. That's...
The primal damage is nice.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. I think the idea is to just make your dailies, less of a chore to do, and then the weeklies are something you have, to focus on. With your dailies, you don't have to be okay, I got to do this or this.
Well, yeah, they didn't remove... Whoa. Oh, never mind. They removed the quest to play a specific mode or weapon type, period. So there won't be
they want your dailies to be gotten automatically without you having to pay attention, and then it's your weeklies.
Well, I have the question, will they still have the specific weapon type or mode in the weekly, or is that gone?
I feel like but maybe not. Daily quest rewards 800 shards and 1. So each daily quest you'll get 3 quests a day, yeah.
Yeah.
100 dust.
And more dust overall. And then
more dust, that's good.
Yeah, more dust
same
overall.
shards.
And then shop offers, they're just adding some new shop offers, and they talk about the pack for real money that they have in the shop.
Not super
not super minor improvements. Updated Ascension rewards, really hyped to see what that looks like for new players, because I know they talked about that. Karen's Cash is a rare trinket, but costing an epic. This has been fixed to make it more to match
I did
other
notice
rares.
that.
Yeah. Okay, so balance changes.
Some minimal ones. We had a big balance patch last patch.
Yeah, right off the bat, mask infusion movement speed bonus decreased from 25 to 35% to 25 to 30%.
20 to 30%.
20 to 30%.
It's a 5% reduction across the board. I think they made him get more speed from the passive of killing enemies. They wanted to make him slower at the start, so it's not a huge nerf. Sunder's still going to be basically the same.
He's still going to be pretty speedy.
All right, this is a big one. So pistols are receiving a unique identity in the form of increased dodge mobility. Pistols have struggled to find their niche amongst the other close-range weapons, and we feel this change will give them a favor that no other weapon has. This will become a very effective platform for chasing down fleeing enemies or staying at the edge of a fight until the time is right. Cauda Fusion Constant is receiving a small damage reduction to compensate for the new mobility, but no change will be needed for Mutiny Song due to its limited ammo. So, it's just they've been doing this over time, making each weapon type more unique The assault rifles, battle rifles. They made them more different. Sniper rifles, rocket launchers. You aim them and charge them up differently. So now they're making.
Wait a second.
Pistols.
I just realized Mutiny Song explodes with this infusion perk, right?
Yeah.
If you hit like 2 enemies,
I think it's probably going to be per bullet, is what I would guess. Codification Constant was already a good gun. This shouldn't really make it significantly worse. It is a pretty big damage reduction, but the mobility thing is also cool. So we'll see. All right, this is what I'm. Whoa, we had a burp. This is what I'm hyped for. Okay. So Orthoptic Generator and Luma Arrival are both receiving the range buffs they were meant to receive in the last patch. Hopefully they stick around this time. So I guess there was a glitch with that. Avalanche is really struggling lately, so it's seeing some changes in its ammo system to make it more worthy of an avalanche.
Yeah, so they made it easier to get charges for it and increased the clip size from 3 to 6 for the avalanche.
That's pretty big. It should be decent now. If not amazing, it should at least be decent. And then the Orthoptic Generator, I guess it was supposed to get a range buff.
And it also got a damage increase as well.
Yeah,
which I guess, did it not get any of the buffs?
Yeah, I guess it didn't get any.
Interesting.
Either way, it's still not going to have enough damage. I feel like it got a 25.
Well, I got fully placeboed because I was like, Orthoptic Generator feels really good now.
It never.
No, it didn't feel good, but I was like, it feels better now. I got fully placeboed.
Well, yeah, it's still not going to be worth using just because the damage isn't enough. It's weird the Luma Arrival didn't get the same buffs the normal Arrival did. But yeah, I don't know. The primary mortars are just still not going to be good. I don't know why the soft thunder is left out again.
Yeah, I like how they're like, all right, we're not going to miss any this time, and then they're like just reaffirming the fact that they're like, nope, we're happy with how the soft thunder is.
What the heck?
Oh yeah.
What is this change?
I like how SEMC changes it from 0.8 reactivation delay, 0.5 reactivation delay, refuses to explain further.
That's crazy.
I don't understand.
That's such a huge. The trial was not nearly as good as the rush because the blast radius is way smaller. But that's gonna shoot I don't know how to explain
fast.
to you that's like an insane. Like I'm just shook by that. That's gonna just make it go like pew pew when you're.
Just so you know, I'm pretty sure. Let me check, but I'm pretty sure the heavy chain gun has a 0.4 reactivation delay.
What? No. Whatever that delay is written as, heavy chain gun fires 0.1 seconds.
Why does it say 0.4?
That's it starting. It winds up. It's not.
That's it starting?
Yeah, that 0.4 is very slow.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. But anyway, let's look at the SMGs, because SMGs are another thing that aren't very.
Yeah, I'm super excited.
Okay. So the Wraith is getting a small redesign to its infusion perk to make it easier to build up. Yes! Yeah. I'm soying. I've been saying this.
I
okay,
know.
Sorry.
Ever since Colton discovered what the Wraith's infusion perk
I'm like, I want to stack up kills to become a Giga Ultra God.
But you literally have to get a pentakill, and then you only have the full stacks for like 5 seconds.
Okay, let me read this. It's also receiving a small damage boost to round it out. Wraith has been struggling to keep up with other weapons, and hopefully this change will finally make it worthy again. FINALY has been overall performing well, aside from the few specific combos. So it's only receiving a slight reduction to its infusion power and a reduction on its raw DPS.
A very big reduction.
This allows Wraith to shine in the damage role and keep FINALY powerful ability enhancing bonuses as the focus. Another burp. Wow.
Colton's real big burpee today.
Okay. Damage increase a little bit. That's like 10%.
That's a pretty significant damage increase, though. If you think about it, shoots 2 bullets.
It doesn't. No, it's 10% is 10%. It doesn't matter if it's fired slow or quick.
Well, I know, but that's a pretty significant damage increase.
That's nice. I think it's still mostly the infusion perk. So perk duration.
So basically,
increase.
they did. This
so
is
it
what I
went
was
from
suggesting.
8 to 16.
They basically did the same thing they did with Sunder, where Sunder used to be able to get a bunch of speed stacks, but it was super hard to get them all, and you could get technically faster than you could get now, but it was super hard. And the Wraith is in the same situation, so they're basically doing what they did the Sunder last patch with the Wraith, and reducing the number of max stacks, but making the stacks more impactful. So
you max out 5 kills.
Yeah. So how the infusion perk works? How the infusion perk works, for those who don't know, when you get a kill, you get one of these stacks, and now you can get up to 5 stacks, and each stack will grant you 10% movement speed and 8% damage bonus at Infusion 1?
Yeah, it's going to be level 1.
Infusion 1.
So that's pretty good. So that means you're going to get 50% at level 1, right off the bat, you'll get 50% damage bonus. And
that lasts for 30 seconds.
And 25%, 50% move bonus and 25%.
What are you saying? You get a 10%.
Sorry.
Max stacks.
At max stacks, you're gonna get a 50% move speed bonus and a 40% damage bonus.
I thought you were saying from 1 kill, but yeah.
Yeah, max stacks.
Yeah, so
I'm
after
up to.
Yeah,
and that's at level 1. Obviously, it'll go to like 12.5 at level 2, which is the more reasonable. Obviously, the max level is gonna be crazy, like it is for everything. But I mean,
And it
even
lasts
at level
for 30
1,
seconds.
that's pretty useful. Yeah, for 30 seconds, then it's probably gonna go to 45 and then 60. So if you can get that second infusion perk, I think it'll be pretty like good for trying to combo off kills.
Well, remember how its infusion perk works? Is it only increases everything once. So that goes from 30 to 60, and then it goes from 10 to 15 and 8 to 12. Remember? Because the time only gets increased at max level.
Yeah. Potentially they might have changed it. I don't know. They don't tell you what the level 2 is. But it's pretty. That's a pretty huge rifle. I'm excited for the rifle. It's one of my favorite guns. And it should make it unique. The thing is, you're not going to want to play like a dive assassin build. You're going to want to play a tanky build that can stack up over time and stay alive, because you don't want to play something that's risky and risk dying to lose your stacks. But still, it's going to be interesting to use. All right, and then the Aleph Null, reactivation delay increased from 0.1 to 0.2. Wait, that's huge, right?
Yeah.
It fires half as fast.
Yeah.
Infusion cooldown reduction on hit perk decreased from 0.15 to 0.1. I mean, that's also huge.
So it's but the thing is, it shoots half as fast, and they're also
it'll still have the same amount of shots in its magazine.
No, but it shoots half of fast.
Right.
Half of fast.
Yeah, I mean that's obviously a huge nerf to the Aleph Null. I'm gonna see if it's even useful now. I'm curious if they say 0.1 to 0.2. But I'm wondering if those are like approximate measurements, and it's not actually going to fire half as fast now. I wonder if maybe 0.1 just means around 0.1, because like it seems crazy to me to make it fire half as quickly. Maybe it's like it was already like 0.15 and now it's 0.2. I'd just be surprised if it was halved. Because
that's again half the DPS. Half the potential DPS, half the infusion perk, and then they're also nerfing the infusion
that would be
perk.
surprising. So I think it probably won't feel as bad as this looked like, but maybe it is, in which case it'll be basically useless. We'll have to play test
and
that.
then, as I said, the primal eye definitely deserved another nerf. So they're reducing its charge again, the primal charge on hit, from 7 to 6 seconds, and the reactivation delay is being increased from 0.5 to 0.6 seconds. So we'll see how that feels. This honestly feels pretty good. I don't know, because that's not like a huge.
No, it's gonna be pretty balanced.
I mean,
it already
you're
does.
Still gonna get primal
it already
super
does
fast.
a pretty low amount of damage.
Here's the thing. Is it still gonna have like the highest win rate of any gun, just because
I don't think so.
You're in primal
because
mode?
It's gonna give you less per hit and then fire slower.
That's true.
So you're gonna get primal way slower. It's gonna deal less damage because it fires slower.
Yeah.
I think it'll finally be where like you're like, maybe I should use the prodigal at this point. Which
yeah.
But the thing is, this the primal I combined with the
passive,
other sniper,
the assassin passive.
No, the other sniper, the
negate siren.
The negate siren is still gonna be great, and this won't make that much worse because you can show the gun weave and fill it in between. But
yeah, definitely primal.
Definitely a good nerf to the primal. They're just slowly tweaking it. I think it'll not be overpowered anymore. I think it'll be pretty just good, but not overpowered.
Okay.
So yeah, good.
Nope, that's not the end.
Oh right.
Because they're
tabs.
They're the tabs.
All right, abilities.
Yes, Colton, you're gonna love the changes in the abilities. You're gonna be so happy.
Volatile Man's Horn of Supremacy was OPOP no cap. Is I think what it says.
Okay, you can stop reading there. That's basically
So they're gonna make basically how that worked is the Horn of Supremacy would give you a huge buff to your damage reduction and lifesteal when you use an ability, and Volatile Minds has 3 charges with a low cooldown, so you could just keep it maxed out. Like you could just keep the buff up all the time. So that's gonna be nerfed. Let's see how they did it. So max charges decreased from 3 to 2.
And this is basically what they're talking
about. And charge time increased from 6 to 10. The annoying thing for me is that's going to make Volatile Mines just like kind of useless overall, right?
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm so happy with the other changes.
But I mean, it's just weird, annoying that they added a new. Volatile Mines weren't OP. They added a new item that made them OP as a combo, and then nerfed Volatile Mines instead of the new.
They did nerf.
I'm sure they nerfed. But why? I don't know why you nerfed Volatile. It's so annoying because like, will you ever use Volatile Mines outside of the Horn of Supremacy?
Yeah.
I feel like they should have made them deal more damage or something. But whatever. I'm actually kind of salty about that. But let's see. Okay. Leap attack. Cooldown decreased from 10 to 7.
Very happy about that.
That's awesome. And now it's the lowest cooldown movement ability.
Yes,
so
by far.
You're going to be able to kind of spam it. I mean,
that
should be decent.
I'm very happy about that.
That should be decent. Healing totem. Heal increased. I mean, it already has the highest healing over time in the entire game.
Colton, it needs the healing increase.
No one ever said it didn't.
I know.
But so then, I mean, this should make it to where, I mean, its healing's gonna be totally ridiculous. It's gonna be great for holding objectives, and if you're using like a stationary gun.
They barely increased the healing. It's not gonna be totally
225 to 280. I mean, that's a pretty huge increase.
Well, you want to look at the max level, which is 315.
I mean, it's the same amount.
It's almost like, well, no, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they increase.
But it is. But it's about the
1.
same amount.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still gonna choose catalytic renewal over healing totem. But
I think it'll actually.
I think it'll
it's
actually
for support builds.
have. What do you mean? I'd choose catalytic renewal over that for support builds.
I think in Eventide you're gonna want to use healing totem sometimes. This is a pretty.
I think
big
it's
change.
usable now.
I think it's gonna be good personally.
And then Frostbomb
very
well deserved. New
longer
nerf.
cooldown. Damage increased. That's kind of fun.
Yeah, from 630 to 840.
So I mean, now it'll hit. I mean, this is a nerf, no question about it, because you're going to lose a lot of your slowing up time. You can just root enemies forever now, but it'll do a little more damage. That's fun.
This is good. This is probably good.
I like this change.
Yeah, it's slow already lasted for like 3 seconds without the infusion perk.
Okay,
So
global armor down from like it's weird. It's such a narrow range anyway, 110 to 125. Now just going to be 65 at all levels. So the global armor part of the Hornet's Pharmacy is way worse. I mean, you'll feel tankier, but it's not going to be ridiculous. And then lifesteal decreased. Not as much, but obviously still decreased.
Well, what they said is they liked the lifesteal aspect of it, but they didn't like the global aspect of it to make it because it was so universal in so many builds. So now I think it'll be more tied to having high DPS.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to want to. You have to use it both a build where you can get in there, hit a lot while it's active, and heal up. It's going to be a pretty niche item still, but it's a fun item.
Well, it used to be super universally good. But now it's more
Now
niche.
You're going to have to use it in the right build, kind of a specific build. You're not going to use it, just throw it in everything anymore.
Yeah.
Go back to using Clemency Vial or whatever.
Ring of the Veil.
Ring of the Veil.
Very justified
Primal
nerf.
cooldown reduction. I mean, Ring of the Veil was kind of a sleeper item because it doesn't feel like that good because it doesn't help you in-game in terms of fighting enemies. But the fact that it got you so much ability cooldown, or a primal cooldown, with just 1 or 2 kills, you basically get your primal up in addition to other stuff.
And it also gives really good health.
This is a nerf that isn't what people were asking for, but I'm sure based on the numbers,
very needed
it probably had a high win rate because you can keep primal up all the time. That's good. I mean, that's a nice change.
And then Empathy Band. I don't know why you're so zoomed in. It's going to be huge for people watching on PC. Empathy Band, Shield Max increased from 560 to 700 at max level, baby.
Soy.
Shield duration increased from 1.6 to 5 seconds, baby.
I mean, this is pretty sick. If you want to use like the new heavy pistol, and Empathy Band is sort of a protector build where you're not protecting yourself. You're really like sticking with a group of people and like being a tank for them.
Yeah.
This should be good. I mean, I still don't think that's enough to make it like
I think
amazing.
Empathy Band should give you some more health just to you personally and maybe increase the shield a little more. But like 700 is a good amount of health.
Yeah, that's a good amount of health. It's still going to be slow to stack, so it's kind of like if you're running around with people, it's good. But if you're actively in a fight with them, it doesn't generate quickly enough. But I think the idea is you run around with people, and then when you get into a fight, you all are like tankier. So I think Empathy Band will be fun and worth using now.
And then is that the last tab? Mm-hmm. Yes, that is in fact the last tab. So
sorry about this far away from PC chat day episode.
Yeah, there's going to be no fancy intro, but I think we got our thoughts on the new update out there. I'm super hyped for the new item. New protector item, baby. It's been so long. It wasn't an ability.
It wasn't an ability. I was like going to say,
very sad. There's still no
protector ability.
I would have heavily preferred it to be a protector ability, but I guess they still don't really have a good idea for what they want for protector ability. But I'm just hyped to have any protector item, because protector is by far the most untouched banner in terms of items. Like, frickin' Primal Hunter has like a billion different primaries.
You have 1 protector primary, you have 1 protector heavy,
2 protector passives, getting a little snazzy there.
So now you have 3 protector passives.
No.
Oh, right. Wait, the new passive is Ranger.
It's Ranger. That's why I want to use it with Frostbomb.
Right,
and
so
then
there's
2 protector.
2 protector. I mean, that's super exciting, though. And then a new Ranger passive.
Yeah, very
currently only, like...
2.
good ranger passive, because while I like your attack wraps and it's fun to use, I don't think it's that good. And then what's it? Ryland's Grace.
Ryland's Grace
is
yeah.
pretty niche.
This,
I think it's
this is going to
good.
be good because you can use it with non-assassin builds and you'll get a 35% damage.
So this one's going to be kind of, if you want to use a ranger passive, this is probably going to be the strongest one in general. I mean, again, your attack wraps and Ryland's Grace have their place, but they're only good in specific modes and maps. This one should be pretty fun if you're going for like a. There are a lot of builds that people call assassin builds, but they're usually like a tanky build with a shotgun, and maybe you're doing something kind of assassin-y. This should allow you, this in combination with maybe using, not in combination, but or using the Horn Supremacy, you can do kind of a true assassin build in like how most people think of an assassin, where you have low health but high mobility and high damage. Whereas right now, most of the assassin builds, quote unquote, are high health, high mobility, high damage. But your damage actually isn't that high. Like
or you're using like the Horn of Supremacy or like the Clemency Vial.
Most assassin builds, it's not so much that your damage is high, it's that you have a lot of health and mobility, so you just get onto someone and then you chunk them down over like a few seconds.
Yeah, and you can just survive.
Whereas the idea with this is if you even though your health is low, you can kill them so quick. Like imagine this with what's it called? The other shotgun.
The Caretaker?
Because that buffs its damage by like 20-30% depending on its infusion.
Well, what you'd want to do is use like you can use like leap attack or
temporal rush.
and you can dash and then roll.
I mean, at that point, you dash, you roll, and then your damage buff is gonna be like 60%.
Yeah,
between the two.
And
and you can
well,
probably
be 60%. It'd be like 45.
And does this only increase your primary, or does it increase everything?
It says increase
damage increase.
It just says bonus damage.
So I mean, yeah, you're gonna be able to actually like insta delete
shoot a
one
mandrill
shot,
with that,
and you can just kill.
Yeah,
people.
one shot op mandrill. And they gave it a radius so that you can't just roll in with like the objection and be like pow and roll.
I mean,
away.
I hope we can get some really like actual assassin items where like the idea is you like have low health, but boom, you get in, you get out.
Colton,
yeah.
You gonna use this? You gonna use this item with the new Wraith? You gonna roll in, go roll out,
go.
Bro.
Yeah, that'll be funny.
Colton has just been like he's just been salivating for the day that the Wraith.
I love the
good.
Wraith.
He tries to. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know what you think of these patch notes in the comments. Do you think they thoroughly fixed the problems of the last patch? Do you think they introduced some healthy changes into the meta? I'd really like to hear your guys' opinions on patch 0.22 and what you think it's going to bring. But other than that, super excited to get my hands on this patch and try it out for myself. And apart from that, I hope you have a great Doodah day.